Have you ever stopped yourself and asked, am I really on the right path in life? Maybe you've worked hard, checked all the boxes, and yet something feels unsettled. Or maybe you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of which decision will actually bring you closer to what you want. Today from Ascendenci-Net, we're going to explore the topic of knowing if you're on the right life path. It isn't always about having all the answers. It's about learning how to listen to the signals and making decisions that actually align with who you are, not just what the world expects you to be. For a lot of us, we used to think there was a perfect roadmap, like if we just picked the right career or the right relationship, everything else would just fall into place. But the truth is, your life path isn't a straight line. It's more like a winding and intersecting pathway of choices, pivots, and lessons. If you want to know whether you're on the right path or not, you don't need certainty about the whole journey. You only need some clarity about the next steps. One of the simplest ways to tell if you're on the right path or not is by checking how it feels in your body. Does the path you're on bring you a sense of energy, peace, or excitement, even if it's challenging? Or does it leave you feel drained, restless, or constantly questioning yourself? This clarity often shows up as a subtle sense of feeling right. It doesn't mean every day is easy, but it does mean that underneath the struggle, there's a quiet knowing that you're moving in the right direction. If the opposite is true, if everything feels heavy and hollow, that's worth paying attention to. Here's another way to check. Does your current path align with your core values? This means the non-negotiables that give your life meaning. Things like integrity, creativity, freedom, or connection. When your decisions support those values, you'll feel more authentic and grounded. But when your choices consistently push against them, you'll always feel like something's missing, no matter how much success you have on paper. Take a moment to write down your top 3 values, then ask, is the direction I'm heading reflecting these or ignoring them? The answer to that question often brings insight. Most of us get stuck not because we can't see the path, but because we're afraid of making the wrong decision. We treat every choice like it's permanent, when in reality, decisions are course corrections. Think of life like sailing. You don't need to have the entire ocean charted. You just need to adjust your sails based on the wind and keep steering towards what feels right. If you make a choice and it doesn't fit, that's not failure. That's information. It's clarity. It tells you what isn't your path, which brings you closer to what is. Let's explore how to know if we're not on the right path. There are a few signals. You constantly feel like you're performing for others instead of living for yourself. You find yourself drained more often than fulfilled. You avoid asking yourself deep questions because you're afraid of the answers. If any of these resonate, it doesn't mean you've ruined your life. It simply means it's time to pause, reflect, and gently steer back toward alignment. When clarity feels far away, don't look for a lightning bolt answer. Look for breadcrumbs. What activities make you lose track of time? What conversations light you up? What ideas keep resurfacing in your mind, even when you're trying to ignore them? These breadcrumbs are clues. They're life's way of nudging you towards the path that fits you best. Follow them, even if they seem small, because small steps are what open the bigger doors. At the heart of it, knowing whether you're on the right path comes down to trusting yourself. Your inner guidance is always whispering, but we drown it out with noise, fear, and comparison. When you slow down enough to listen, you'll notice it's not shouting. It's a quiet nudge, a steady feeling, a sense of relief when you imagine one direction over another. Learning to trust that inner compass is the key to walking a path that's truly yours. So, in short, how do you know if you're on the right path? Pay attention to how it feels. Align your decisions with your values. Remember that decisions aren't final. They're feedback. Notice the breadcrumbs of curiosity and fulfillment. And above all, trust the quiet voice within you. Thank you for spending time with us today. If this video on life path, clarity, and decision making offered you something meaningful, explore the others we've shared. Until next time, keep growing, stay centered, and remember, you're not alone on this path of self-discovery.